Typically, when two celebrities get involved with one another, it becomes this giant spectacle for the tabloids to cover. More often than not, this pressure from the media starts to ruin the relationship, and it's no wonder that a lot of these celebrity couples did their very best to keep a tight lip on their relationships. Welcome to Top 10 Beyond the Screen. I'm your host, Johnny Rogers, and before we kick this video off, let me know down below who your favorite celebrity couple is and tell us why. Also, if you don't want to miss another daily video from us, make sure you tap that subscribe button to join our notification squad. And ring that bell if you want to get notified anytime that we put out a new video. Now, with any further delay, let's get right into today's list, the top 10 celebrities you forgot dated. In at number 10, Madonna and Tupac. Now, obviously, we can only go off of what Madonna is saying because, well, now we live in a world without Tupac, but according to the megastar, the pair dated briefly before his death in 1996. She revealed that Tupac got her all riled up about life in general and left her feeling very gangsta. Her words, not mine. Even though the relationship didn't work out, the two still remain very close. While on the Howard Stern show, Snoop Dogg actually told a story about asking Tupac to swing by the set of SNL. He wanted him to swing by because he was performing that night and he wanted him to bring him some green, and sure enough, he rocked up to the set of SNL with friggin' Madonna. And at that point, the cat was out of the bag.
He's got a big bag of that do-it fluid. He tells her, have a seat. She looks at me. I look at her. I say, oh, wow, that's Madonna.
In at number 9, MACAULAY CULKIN and MILA KUNIS. Perhaps the most bizarre part about this celebrity relationship is that they had dated for 8 years and people barely knew about it. This was obviously done on purpose, which meant that they could, kind of explore the relationship a little more, but on a low-key basis. So many celebrity relationships have been uplifted by tabloids only to crumble not too long afterwards from the pressure of just being viewed as a famous couple. MILA and MACAULAY's relationship was interesting because it took place just as MILA's acting career was taking off and MACAULAY's was coming to an end. A big reason why they stayed so tight-lipped about the whole thing was how abnormal the Home Alone fans were. KUNIS even told Howard Stern that you couldn't even walk down the street with him because people would be just screaming and you never really knew what they were going to do. The pair met when MILA was 18 and MACAULAY was 21, and as I mentioned, they dated for 8 years, so that meant that he was a big part of MILA's growth kind of throughout her 20s. Only recently has she actually spoken up about their relationship. While on Dax Shepard's show, she spoke openly about why they broke up. MILA said, I was in my 20s and I'll be the first to admit it, and that's something that took me a long time to come out and be like, yeah, you know what, I was a and I accept it and I own it now. Hey, as long as you own it. In at number 8, Robert Downey Jr. and Sarah Jessica Parker. In 1987, this pair first met on set while filming the movie Firstborn when they were only 18 years old. In just 2 short weeks of knowing each other, they began dating but largely kept this relationship hidden from the public until the film had wrapped up. Sarah recalled later on what she remembered most about Downey was how smart and funny he was, saying that there was no one else like him. Robert also shared a kind of similar affection for her sense of humor and how well spoken she was. Although due to Rob being dishonest with her about his intense partying, she constantly had to babysit him, which did lead to the pair ultimately splitting up. Parker said when asked about the relationship that there was no ultimatums, but the relationship couldn't have gone on had he have made the choice to stop. In at number 7, Justin Timberlake and Fergie. Before Justin got into a serious relationship with Britney Spears, he once dated Fergie, although at the time Justin was only 16 years old and Fergie was 23. Despite the age gap, she insisted that he was more mature for his age. They began dating in 1997 before Fergie went on to join the Black Eyed Peas. Eventually, Fergie began to get embarrassed by their age gap and did decide to end things, although the two seemed to at least remain friendly with each other. I mean, Justin even got to feature on the Black Eyed Peas song called Where's the Love in 2003, which good feature. Although while on the show Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, Fergie didn't really go into detail and tried to downplay the relationship. However, she did open up more with Hollywood Access. Fergie said, one of my good friends was dating JC, and so we'd all hang out with NSYNC. Justin and I would go out together and have fun and make out. She said at the time, we went to Hawaii together, but we were never serious. He was Mr. Right Now. Oof. Not a bad Mr. Right Now, In at number 6, Seth MacFarlane and Amanda Bynes. This one actually surprised me, and to many the relationship always seemed odd. Seth was 34 at the time and Amanda was 22, but the pair met and began mingling while Bynes appeared on Family Guy. Although the relationship was extremely brief, the two did attend a lot of social gatherings together as a couple. The pair were first spotted at the Fox Summer Press Tour event in Santa Monica. What confirmed the relationship was actually a blogger that was in attendance. Apparently, while she was interviewing Seth on the red carpet with Amanda at his side, Bynes began to get bored and just walked away. away. This then prompted Seth to abruptly end the interview and say that he had to run because his date was getting away. Hashtag cat out of the bag. In at number 5, Janet Jackson and Matthew McConaughey. This one was especially tough to find any details on just due to how secretive Janet Jackson is when it comes to her private life. Reportedly, the pair took a liking to each other while at the 2002 Grammys and had dated casually before calling it quits. However, recently Matt was asked again about the relationship while appearing on the talk show. Watch what happens with host Andy Cohen. I swear it's him and Howard Stern that just asking all the right questions. And during a game of Plead the Fifth, each celebrity guest is asked 3 personal questions, but they can only refuse to answer one of them. And the Oscar Award winner first belted out his signature Texan laugh before saying that they had just went out for dinner, wrapping up the question with the line, and that was sort of it.
There was a rumor that you once went out with Janet Jackson. Can you confirm or deny, and how would you describe your relationship with me?
In at number 4, Lance Armstrong and Ashley Olsen. Way back in 2007, these two were hot commodities for the media to follow around, and the unlikely pair were actually caught locking lips in a bar at a New York hotel. Ashley, though, is 15 years younger than Lance, and many of his handlers, if you will, were very worried about how this might affect his image. In retrospect, it was his steroid use that was more serious than having a fling with Ashley Olsen, but this fling, though, caused a huge fight between Armstrong and the head of the Livestrong Foundation. He actually warned Lance that it was a bad idea and that he should put a stop to it. Their relationship quickly fizzled out all on its own, though, when Lance began seeing Kate Hudson. Yeah, that'll do it. In at number 3, George Clooney and Lucy Liu. George Clooney has dated a number of different famous women in Hollywood, but one of the biggest ones that always seems to get overlooked was the time that he dated Lucy Liu. Their relationship was first rumored in 2000, but they dismissed those rumors shortly after the tabloids started guessing. However, in 2006, they were spotted sharing a New Year's Eve kiss, which just stirred up the press all over again. Perhaps they were dating during those years, kind of in the middle, but they just kept things more secretive. Hard to say, and it's easy to speculate considering that the pair haven't really spoken up about each other in the media before. That being said, there were tons of witnesses for that evening. The evening in 2006, some of which actually reported that they shared a 5-course meal at Miami's swanky bed club before locking lips later that evening. 5 courses? Like, are you sitting outside watching George Clooney and Lucy Liu and counting the courses? In at number 2, Edward Norton and Selma Hayek. After just getting out of a relationship in 1999, Edward Norton was actually set up with Selma Hayek by their chiropractor. They had the same chiropractor. The pair then dated from 1999 until around 2003 and even worked on the biopic film called Frida together in 2002. Although the relationship ended, the pair have still remained very good friends. Oh, and a fun fact about this relationship has to be that while they were dating, Donald Trump apparently started hitting on Salma. While she was on The Daily Show with Trevor Noah, she spoke openly about how Trump actually asked her to cheat on her boyfriend at the time with him. As Hayek's story goes, Trump approached her and the boyfriend. She doesn't really name who she was with while at the party, and then he, I guess, befriended them both. Then she said a short time later, he began asking her out privately. The timeline suggests that she was most likely with Edward Norton at the time, and why would you leave him for Donald Trump? I don't know what he thought was gonna happen. Last but certainly not least on our number 1 spot, Tom Cruise and Cher. This one has to be one of the craziest celebrity relationships you've never heard about. In 1985, Cher met Tom at Sean Penn and Madonna's wedding. That's a real sentence. And at the time, Tom Cruise was getting notoriety for his role in Risky Business, but Cher was already pretty much established as a famous person. Although they didn't start dating right there and then. Not too long after meeting at the wedding, the pair actually ran into each other again while visiting the White House. The president had invited celebrities with dyslexia to assist in a new education initiative, and the pair began dating after realizing their shared condition. Cher first commented on the relationship in 2013 on Good Morning America when she noted that Cruise was not a Scientologist while they were dating. She also called him the most adorable man you can imagine. And I really hope Cher wasn't throwing some height jokes out there, because that'd be mean to Tom. With that, let's check out some of your comments from the video titled Top 10 YouTubers Who Destroyed Their Careers in 2020. Rosemary says, I've heard Jake and his crew were also seen trying to smash the windows of a car on display in the mall. I don't know if it's true or not. If that is true, then that's really messed up. Imagine flying to a different state just to smash a Toyota parked in a mall. God, people need hobbies. You need more hobbies. Too Cute a Charm says, Jake Paul is always destroying his career every year. Why am I not surprised by him making this list? Yeah, he could definitely have his own list of the top 10 times that he destroyed his own career. Drop them down below in the comments, actually. Maybe we'll do a list. Killer Clown 141 says, dude, change your name from Johnny Rogers to Jolly Rogers. Absolutely not, but I appreciate the effort. Karen Olmo says, if Jeffree can blackmail all these influencers, that means they all have horrible things to hide. You got a point, Karen. You got a point. Christina Clay says, Johnny, you are dope. I am 100% dope, and if you know, you know. And that has been the top 10 celebrities you forgot dated. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to our editors for all of your hard work. If you enjoyed this video, then please show us some love here by tapping that like and subscribe button. Plus, don't forget to leave us a comment down below with your thoughts on today's list. And for more videos like this one, all you gotta do is tap that playlist when it pops up. From Top 10 Beyond the Screen, my name is Johnny Rogers, saying until next time, stay classy.